This video's commentary is made exclusively for news, information, and up-to-date reporting on the public figures featured. It is not to be taken seriously by anyone. I do not encourage or tolerate any harassment of the individuals featured. I digress.
You guys know one thing, as I love Janny. I love Imagine Being a Janny. Oh, my name is Imagine Being a Janny.
VP gives us her .3-year plan after .Nick talk.
I think it's just kind of the lazy fallback to say that I'm still in Nick. I don't want shit to do with him. I just want him to go away, and I pray to God that he gets help medically and mentally, and he sees his dad again, and his dad's relationship with him is good.
If you just wanted him to go away, you WOULD and single quotes the dot on him and his chat dot in Discord.
With him is good. I pray that he goes home to see his mama before she loses all of her cognition and doesn't remember him anymore. I think she deserves that. I wanted to bring her out here for him to the Arizona Scottsdale area when we first started, right before the fucking ceiling incident. I wanted to help him get her out here. We wanted to see if we could cross over her.
Out here, UHABENT dot lived in AZ for years.
We could cross over her insurance with the fucking city. It doesn't matter. So obviously he fell through my ceiling and things changed. Not because I didn't want to help her, just because like I was surviving at that point. If I saw him in person, I would feel really a lot of grief and sadness, and I'd walk away, and then I'd be okay.
Her analogies are insane.
Tissue, but I let him in to the fibers of the cardiac system inside my stupid fucking rib cage. Now most people that get that and appreciate that, they stay in my heart, and so they're a piece of me as well. Nick is no longer a piece of me, but he did take some of me out of me, and little bits might be left when I have to look at him. I'd feel like, and I don't want him to keep getting this YouTube in his head. I don't know if he can do better. I don't think he's redeemable anymore after I saw how he talked about me.
You keep acting like this was a surprise to you, but he told you when you were together he was using you.
And how he's exploited my mother's fucking name with this bullshit fucking story while he's making money off of it.
Has anyone witnessed this?
I know it's not true, but here's the other reality. I'm not going to argue with you guys about shit that you want to talk about with me with him. Whatever, he's literally lies about at least 80% of things. And then when he's truthful, it's about it's like things you guys have been wanting him to tell you, and he finally told you. So therefore, you seem to validate him for every other thing that he talks about, which is a fucking lie so much. And lie isn't even the word. Sometimes, yeah, he lies. Sometimes he's just schizophrenically that delusional.
It's like she forgets they stream, and we've witnessed most of this.
I mean, he literally thought he heard voices, and that was his justification for falsely reporting me. He thought I was cheating on him. He called the cops on me. He thought I was going to put...
You were cheating on him, though.
I was bawling. I'm the one who got tormented. He was just scared of me.
What, Lamau?
You know what that feels like? I'm over it. I don't know if he ever loved me even a little. I don't know if he ever cared even a little. I don't know if he ever respected me on any level whatsoever. But I'm inclined to say maybe he did towards the end, the last 2 months before he snapped, because I just think they were the best months I've ever had with him, and I don't know what happened. Maybe he woke up one day and he wasn't... We hadn't smoked in like a week and a half. It wasn't withdrawals. I think it was either schizophrenia for sure, or... Or maybe it was just his only way to cut off. I don't know. I'll never know why. But he like showed tenderness to me on camera in Ventura when we were in that tent by the beach. And I didn't know it
that's what sticks out to her. Him covering her up one time.
And I didn't know it until I looked at the footage, because it was like not shit I was awake for, you know. He also, like, we were at the sublet in WeHo. We were hanging out with one of the girls, and we were upstairs. And like basically Dee, she was like in the room getting ready, and Nick was out downstairs at the bottom, you know, by the couch area. You guys remember the WeHo sublet? I love that sublet. Anyways, Nick was kicking it with us, and she couldn't get ready fast enough, and I just had this instinct, like, he was gonna run.
Finally admits he left her.
Alright, so anyways, the last 2 months, 2.5 months with him were really, like, they should have been resolution. We should have moved on after that. I thought we were going to when I left him in Cali.
That lasted all of a minute, back to she left him again.
And I went to Arizona, but at the sublet, basically, long story short, he started hearing the voices again, and I always had this instinct when he was going to run off, but it wasn't always apparent. He snuck it until he felt safe enough.
So she's saying he stopped hearing them, so that confirms it's the meth.
Felt safe enough. And like, so basically I was with Dee in her room, which was upstairs, and he went downstairs supposedly to sit, and he waited for a while. He texted me, he's like, where are you guys at? It was not but 5 minutes later. I said, dude, Dee, we got to get down there, like, he's stressing. And I told her what was going on with him a while ago, but she was very empathetic towards it, and like, she didn't take it seriously though. And I was like, we gotta go. And she goes, no, I'm almost ready. 3 minutes later, I walked down the steps, and I didn't even get to the living room. I just got to the front of the house, and there's like a chest by the door, and he left my keys sitting there, and he had just quietly walked out of the house. But
and there we have it.
This is what I want you all to fucking know. This was what was different. This is why I don't know what to think, because I thought forever that some of this was content for him too, and I still don't know what is and what wasn't. But like, listen,
it was pretty obvious he was telling the truth and not just using you, but you the IDNT want to accept it.
But like, listen, When he used to like freak out on me and then go on camera solo when we lived in our homes, he didn't do that. But he did run off. His signs were the same, but he didn't scream to you as a chat that my ex-girlfriend is just trying to beat the shit out of me or whatever he says. All the things that I'm not doing to him.
Well, you do have a DV charge, so.
He just went around the corner, and when I called, he actually answered. And I said, Nick, please don't do this to me. Like, please stop. Like, that's how I always got. I would follow him because I didn't know what he. And he ran from me every time like I was a devil. And it would be funny.
Thank you for confirming that what we knew for once.
And it would be funny watching. The one time he ran from Nima's car was hysterical if I wasn't so traumatized from it. But and also he called the cops on me that night too because apparently I had a that I was gonna with even though I literally had no in someone else's car in Orange County. Yikes. No.
He
so
knew
basically,
you had one in dot storage, and at this point, I wouldn't doubt her using dotted, and I would run too.
No. So basically, like he ran off, but he didn't seem like he was holding it against me. That's the first one that was different. And the second thing is that when I called him, he answered. He didn't ignore me and fuck off and then run to you guys making shit up because he was going mad. It was like he had some level of control or he cared more than he ever acted. I'll never fucking know, but he treated me different that season.
That and season like it dot was a show, Lao.
And it was so weird because we had such a good few months.
A good few months when he was running from you dot every other day.
And the other cute thing that I want to mention about Ventura was that he did all the fucking manly shit for the first time ever. He acted like a man instead of a little. Yeah, when he fell through the ceiling, it was me and Louise who had to do the ceiling while he was cowering in a corner pretending a Mexican was trying to And I didn't believe that. I thought that he was just fucking with me so he didn't have to do the work. He is the reason we had to fix the ceiling, but he didn't want to do shit. That was my interpretation. But then I found out later he's genuinely schizophrenic. Or why else would it be a diagnosis in a database?
He says that's a lie. Can anyone confirm that he's at this diagnosis?
Yeah, no, I'll never really know. But yeah, I don't want to argue about how I feel anymore about him. I'm not going to loop. I really don't want to I don't want to talk about him at all. But if I saw him in person, yeah, he has taken a piece out of me because I gave him a piece of my heart that I shouldn't have, but it is what it is. Now, when things get ripped out of your skin tissue and your integumentary system,
Well, Mao, odd way to describe love.
Some particles get left in the tissue surrounding the tear. So yeah, if I saw him in person, it would hurt. I would feel that closeness of a piece of my heart that got ripped out that's right over across the street, and I can't put it back in there to fix my actual like fucking heart valves. Like I'd be fucking like I'd feel that. That's like visceral pain right there. I'd feel that to my core. But I'd move on, and then I'd get over it.
Sounds good. I bet you'd take him back if he called you 100%.
And then I'd get over it, and then I'd be fine because whatever's left of my fucking my heart that's left, there's plenty. And the people that I gave pieces of to that didn't leave and ripped me to shreds and try to bleed me up and get me to just. But Nick did take a big chunk out, so I just have to not I have to count on some weird glitches, you know, sometimes with my emotional and my willingness to trust part of my heart system, right?
She gonna use this too. Let perp on for years to not use him, Lao.
I'm not the same, but I'm not over, and it's okay. Sometimes these things happen. I really am done though. Whatever happens in court, I still think it'll be okay because the feds are gonna keep him distracted for a while, so that's fine. But me, he should just fucking leave me alone. And I swear to God, I pray every day. I don't want him to I want him to hurt himself, and I want him to give his dad some fucking time back in his life.
All manipulation tactics. You want him done that if he isn't with you.
Because his dad loves him. And yeah, his dad agrees with me because he's seen his son, and this is not his son, and I didn't see his true Nick self. I saw something that wasn't this. And I want his dad to feel like he can see his son again, but right now, Nick just doesn't care who he's hurting, so. Oh, is that true, Edward? That's weird.
Eddie on thin ice.
You know me so well. Do I? Who else did I fall in love with, literally? If you're gonna say chicken, that just is off the bat. I'm just gonna tell you right there. That's a really lame, low IQ, fucking like clickbait, mob mentality answer. I've always said that wasn't true.
Mob mentality, BTW. That it's called. We saw it live. LMAO.
True. And I've explained it numerous times that are valid and completely accurate. So like, I want to hear who else though, besides your weird opinion on me loving chicken when I never saw life with him or a future. He was someone I trusted and was the best I've ever had in bed. It's literally that simple.
This is called gaslighting. BTW.
Yeah. And then I stuck around because I thought he was one of my friends. Really good one. And it was just the opposite. And then he beat the fuck out of Nick, which Nick probably deserves, to be honest. At this point, it was just premature. And then I blamed myself for 2 years for cheating on Nick when Nick cheated on me with men before, after, and so many times in between that.
Who believes she ever stopped messing with that chicken? I bet she messed with him until after the fight with him, Dad, and Nick.
And I did feel a little domestic-y with him, like maybe like a short-term college boyfriend mentality at best, though. Yeah, I never really cared about chicken like that. I did.
Okay, back to Nick.
Wanted to leave me in the trash. It was the one thing I said to him, please don't throw me away. He would always tell me, even when we get in fights, I'm not gonna throw you away. But that's all he ever did. It was like, you know, he'd break off pieces of me like a fucking bread slice. And then he'd put little crumbles of me in the trash at a time. And then he'd be like, see, look, I didn't throw you away. Most of you still here. And then slowly, as time went by, I realized, nah, most of me's actually not still here. He had thrown me mostly away. And when I really saw it,
after the dot sealing incident.
and when I really saw it, I saw it. But then that bean comment, nah, he threw everything away. There's no crust left. Not even a crumb. He threw us all in the trash, and I'm glad for it, because I think that my ties to him are now gone. Because you see pixels of it, you don't even know what I smell like, but y'all tell me I smell. It's weird. People next to me don't tell me I smell. But you're so certain that you know things.
Of course they D-O-N-T dot, they don't know you we dot
That
do.
you know things. It's just, I'm out. So, if you guys start donating for real content again, or if I feel like it, if I just feel like documenting shit, and I want the public to know, I'm gonna go live. That's gonna be my choice. And then I'm gonna work doing what I'm not telling you I'm doing, because I'm doing a lot of things, and I'm making income in a variety of ways, and not anything bad.
I say that weird thing to say.
Anything bad, very, very exciting ways. And some of it will be heavily brand related. That's cool. I just got my trademark. And like, okay, for the record, I don't care who got veganpatriot.org. I don't. Nobody wants .org, dude. What are you, 50?
Are not getting why dot proves how much dot research she's done.
I took .online because it's the most Zoomer shit you could get, and millennial shit. It is IV2 as fuck. Now Alex Mayers has veganpatriot.com. I don't know why people want my skin like this, but it is what it is.
You
And
aren't
then I got
IP to you dot were never IP till Mao. Once and pit you on the dot network.
And then I got the trademark, and yes, I reserved it long before any threats were made. The name. I paid for the filing fees months later, however, also because of common law trademarking.
More proof how much researching she's done.
Parameters in our legal business system. Common law makes it so that if I needed to prove that I was the first owner of the name in a monetized manner,
She
I'm gonna
legit
get-
thinks we are dumb Lao.
I'm gonna get the trademark regardless. So I wouldn't be worried even if someone had bought the trademark a little bit before me. Because usually they'll go off whoever reserves it first, which is me technically, by the way.
Lou will wait until SHES dot sees it's gone.
By the way. It's a lot of money too, and they don't give it back. So whoever has gotten a trademark in my name, yikes, you're losing like $450, my dude.
You should be worried dot about losing most people that get one of a business dot and money.
And I do have a few options for a car. I just have to make a couple $100 and I'll be good. I know, my friend. I know, but I also get a chance for co-signers now. And I didn't even for a little, because like I said, I maxed out my credit cards when Lillian was dying and nobody paid rent, so yeah. Anyways, there's a lot more to it than that. And I'm not telling you guys every detail for a reason, and I wish I could. Because I don't hate you guys anymore like I did the other day. And I think
Changes on a day-by-day dot basis depending on the dot yoga.
And I think most of the weirdos that stalk and hate me so much, they're not really here as much right now. I certainly hear you guys over them, and that's actually really positive, dude. I'm not trying to be penguins, dude. I'm not trying to be Jake Paul. I'm just trying to pay my bills so I can get through.
Normal people just get a job.
And those of you that think that you had a right to fuck with me in the various ways you did, listen, God was on my side the whole time. When Nick fucked with my gig jobs, and then my car got fucking taken, I had monetization added for the first time ever after streaming for years. And then, when you guys fucked with that, I was remonetized in weeks. Not even 2 weeks, a week and a half. Who says that? That's kind of cool. I'm kind of a fucking badass for that, by the way. Hey, IP2, I'm better than you. Look at that. Also,
people do it all the dot time.
Also, Carterverse and Femselvers, y'all in mass unsubs so I wouldn't get monetized. Well, I hope you stay mass unsubbed. I never wanted you anyways. I'm still doing okay. What does that say about you? It doesn't say much about you except that you're just a fucking hater. No, I've been luckily, and by the grace of people who like me, because I'm not that big of a piece of shit, and by God, and my own fucking perseverance, I've managed to not ever go so far under that I want a neck. For real. I almost did the other day. The fucking deputy narked me out to Nick. Dude, literally, I was not the first one to do it, and there were so many people who did, including public people.
Buddy unrelated to, you called ID bet money.
Oh, that was so bad. I was like so done at that point. I couldn't take it anymore. I was like literally about to run it. Wish I was kidding. But then that got fixed, and it is what it is, and it's better now, so I'm fine.
Got fixed?
Yeah.
Why? Because the second time they said it wasn't you that called. LMAO. Someone request the calls.
This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant for educational purposes.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.